Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Mr. Nixon. I'm not going to hold you here long. I'm going to make this really short and really brief because the exam is literally the notes. If you have been listening in class and just listening to the stories and what we've been talking about in class, if you've been paying attention to what's been in the mind map for the brain chapter, and if you were there to go through the slides for the spinal cord chapter, you will be fine. If you have not looked at the mind map, like you just haven't looked at a mind map, you didn't look at the PowerPoint for the brain chapter, and you didn't look at the PowerPoint for the spinal cord chapter, then you definitely need to do those three things before you take this test on Monday. Trust me. You need to make sure you go through the PowerPoint for the brain chapter. You need to make sure you go through you need to make sure you go through the mind map for the brain, and you need to go through the PowerPoint for the spinal cord. Now, when you go through the PowerPoint for the brain chapter, let me warn you, there's some things at the end and there's some things in the middle that we didn't talk about, and I didn't put them on the test. I was trying to be nice. All right. So the stuff at the very end of the brain PowerPoint that that deals with seizures and brain waves, that's not on the test. And the stuff in the middle that talks about integration centers, we didn't talk about integration centers, so that's not on the test. But the rest of it is fair game. Anything that matches, listen closely, anything that matches any material that matches from the PowerPoint on the brain and the mind map on the brain is definitely fair game. So that's going to be lobes of the brain, the six major parts of the brain, like the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the diencephalon, the midbrain, the pons, the medulla oblongata, all that cerebellum, functions of those, cortexes like the gustatory cortex, visual cortex, auditory cortex, all the cortexes. Those things are fair game because we talked about them in class. If you've been going over the mind map, then you'll be perfectly fine. No sneak attacks, no underhanded, no sneaky stuff. Straight from that. Also, for the spinal cord, you just got to remember what we did in class, which was essentially those 16 slides on the spinal cord chapter. And that's essentially it. Spinal cord chapter was, the average length of an adult spinal cord, ascending tracks, descending tracks, what's white matter, what's gray matter, what's up with spinal nerves, why are they special, what's a dermatome, what's a reflex, what are the parts of a reflex, can you list the parts of the reflex, and then the different types of reflexes. And those are the things that you really want to focus on. And the test is nothing more than that. It's really simple. I probably say it's about 60 questions, give or take a few. It's not long. We knocked out everything we needed to knock out in those two chapters. So make sure you look through those notes. I can't stress that enough. Do not come in to take the test having not read those notes. If you wait until like Monday morning to skim over the notes, then you're going to be disappointed when you get on the test, because people are going to probably wrap up this test on Monday real quick. All right. So keep that in mind. Make sure you go through the notes. If you were not in class for the brain or the spinal cord, you're going to need to connect with one of your classmates, because I'm not going to have email access very much for the next couple of days. You've probably already seen that now. It's Friday and I'm just making this video. So I don't really have a lot of access to email right now. This is a very rare moment. I'm doing this because I promised. So make sure you get in contact with one of your classmates to find out what you missed, so you can pick up on that and put that together. Aside from that, I will see you guys Monday. I'll try to check my email Sunday night when I get back in, but I can't make any promises. So please, if you haven't been in class and you're planning to take this test on Monday, make sure you go through those notes. And if you got any questions about some of those notes, try to connect with one of your classmates to do that. because it may be Monday morning before I can reply to email. All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon.